Hello Fibers, welcome back to another video. Today, we are playing Minecraft. But today's going to be a little different. Because as you can tell, I'm in creative mode. Because I have a little fun thing for us to do, okay? I want to show you the thought process of a builder. See, I am not a builder, like, whatsoever. But I have been learning so much from builders recently that I thought it would be helpful for all of you guys who are starting to build to have just such an easier time. The first thing I'd recommend is to have a build world like this, just where you are in creative and you have your own build world. And I, for this build, am using world edit just so I can create water here. That's the only reason why I'm doing this. But normally I would not. But I want to make something underwater, so, or like on top of the water. So I need this water to be here. And we're just gonna make it big because I don't know how much I need. That's what we'll figure out. So I think what is really helpful is to grab a bunch of terracotta as your base block, just to have you like, it's just so you know what each thing is, which really helps. So then it helps you understand, well, when you're building it, what you wanted it to be, and also to build everything in 3D shapes. So like instead of just building it like this and saying, oh, this is my beautiful house here, and that's it. No, you should actually build the depth, build the height, build the width, the whole thing, and give an outline for it with the blocks. So then you actually know what you want it to look like, rather than just guessing. So you already have an idea before. See, I'm thinking that I want to do a nice, let's grab some blue terracotta real fast here, because I want to have a focal point. I don't know how high I want it. We'll probably go 3 up. Maybe here. That might be good. Just up in the air. I want this to be center, just because I want to have a farm here. So I'm going to say that this is the water, and farms can only go 4 blocks out on each side. So I'm going to mark that. 1, 2, 3, 4, and then 2, 3, 4. Hope that went 5. And then 1, 2, 3, 4. 2, 3, 4. Oh, wait. Let's see. 1, 2. 1, 2, 3, 4. That's my bad. And then you just connect these all, saying, okay, this is my farmland. Red equals farmland. That is what I want it to be. So we just connect this all in, and then make sure you always count right. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, and then that means it's perfect. So this is the farmland that we want, and this is 8 across. For this, I'm thinking I want 7. 7's always a good number. And I think I'm gonna need more water for this. So let's just grab an axe here. Use my friend. We're just gonna give us a huge area, because I don't know what we need. Okay. I don't know how far out we want, but we want this to be in the curve. So we're going to bring this in 1 because we want 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. So it's even there. So we want to bring this in 1. And it'll go like this. I want this to touch which means I actually want this here, not there. So I want this to go like this on the edge of it. I might actually want it to be one out here even, just like this, because then I have more room to walk around with. Because I might even want to do this even, because we want room, we want to do things. But for this build, I'm going to do this. So for this, I'm going to actually do this. I'm going to go 1, 2, 3, 4. And this, it looks like it's 1, 2, yeah, it didn't come straight out. That's my problem. I'm going to actually do it like this, because I feel like that looks better. And we go from here, this is 2 out, so this is 2 out, which means, and this is 3 out. And here's where we start the 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. And then we come out like toward here, just like all the rest. This block is toward here, this block's toward here, and this is 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, and it comes in toward the farmland just like the rest. So then it always touches. And then this, if you go from the third block because of how we built it, that's perfectly on. And then we go 7 blocks and we bring it in. So it should all line up perfectly. And that's how far we need it. Jeez. And I feel like terracotta is just one of the best ways to show how you want it for when you do it in the actual game. You can do things like use Litematica, which I'll put in the description for you guys to get if you want it, which you could just highlight your build and save it as a schematic and build it in your survival world. It'll tell you all the materials you need and where to place all the blocks. So once when you build it in your creative world, you can easily put it into your survival world. For this, I'm only doing this in 2D here because this is one layer. Like this all the way in, I don't need to fill it all in because I already know that that's where I want it to be all filled in. Here I didn't even really need to fill it in, but I did for some reason. But this I all want to be something like stone bricks. That's why it's gray. And I'm thinking since we're on the water, it only makes sense to have a port. So we come down, and then we just have a dock, and it goes straight to the water, just like how a dock would be. So I will bring it down to the water no matter how high up the water is, like however high up the build is compared to the water. And then we bring this out enough, however far we really want it. But for me, I want the line to be in 2s like this. And I want it to be 5 out. And then I'm going to leave 3 blocks in between and go 5 out. And I only want 3 for this build. So this will work perfectly just to go out to here. And then of course our pathway, which is this. And then we just build the dock on the other side. So then all of our boats can come in here. Come into the dock. So if you're like in the middle of the ocean, people can easily get onto your little house or island or whatever you're building. I don't know. This is just my idea. So you have dock here, you have your farmland, and then you have your stone brick surrounding. One thing that always helps with these type of things is having reference pictures. See, I want to do something like this, so I'm going to use reference pictures, which I can put in later. If you guys want to see those, I will put those at the end of the video. And I even have some very good builders that I have learned from and who have taught me a few things that I can show you some of their pictures for some of their builds, which are really, really cool. If I get those, I will put them at the end as well. but it'll show you how they build, just like how they have it, because like it looks super cool. It's like how do they even build these things? It's so hard, but all of us can do it. Just we just have to know what we're doing. See, for my friend, I asked him like how to do this and how to do that, but one of the things that it seems like they all struggle with is roofs, which is why when you see me build this, I will not build like a fancy roof because I don't know how, and also it's really hard, especially the more complicated it is, which is what my friend was telling me, which is why he doesn't like to build roofs that much. And I'm thinking about doing this all the way 7 on each side. I mean, sometimes you can have like 2 identical, 1 big one. I'm just gonna do all 3 identical, just to make it simpler. So I'm thinking we go 7, and then we go 2, 3, 4, 5, and then we bring it back, and then we'll go up 2, 3, 4, 5, because that seems like a nice height. We'll see what we want later for just the rest of what we build. But currently this looks like this will be nice. So this is the entrance area, which we'll walk straight in. And then we're going to walk into a bigger room that leads off to 2 side rooms. I feel like that's just really nice. So this is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. And then we'll go 8, 9, 10. We'll do 3 on each side. 11, 12, 13 here, so 13. And we're going to bring this up so that it's 3 higher than the base building. I just like to have this like extra area here to do things with, just to make it look nice. And then we'll bring this back 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. 2, 3, 4, 5. And then have a building here that's 5, so it's smaller inside of this big one. Just to have my 2 side rooms that I was talking about, to make it look really nice. At least that's what I like anyway. But of course you guys have your own ideas. This is just helping you understand how we think of the building. I mean, this even might be too high here. I mean, even just taking time to step back and look at your builds before you finish them. 3, 4, 5. I'm gonna make this one like these 2 perfect squares. 3, 4, 5. 2, 3, 4, 5. 2, 3, 4, 5. 2, 3, 4, 5. And then we just have our connections here. So then we have our little little room on the side there, as well on this side. 2, 3, 4, 5. 2, 3, 4, 5. 2, 3, 4, 5. 2, 3, 4, 5. 2, 3, 4, 5. 2, 3, 4, 5. Just connect everything. And this is just the absolute bare minimum basic outline. And I'm just thinking about the top here. I mean, honestly, just looking at the top, honestly, just from looking at the top here, I think it's too high. I don't like it. It just looks off. We're just gonna go too high. And I mean, so this is why you do it in a creative world. Because if you do it in a survival world and you have to destroy everything, that would just be so annoying. But I think I like this more, probably. Yeah, that looks a lot nicer. Just having the 2 there, and then having all those. And then I'm just going to do the same with all the rest. 2, 3, 4, 5. 2, 3, 4, 5. So I'm going to speed this part up, so just to have the rest. So, see you in a bit. Okay, and with that being done, we now have the basic outline of each house, and the dock, and the middle section for the farmland and walkway for to getting to each house. Of course, this is just to get a basic outline. This isn't the whole thing or anything. It will be soon. But there is one last thing. Like, if you have something that's over the water like this, it looks so wrong just to have it floating like this. So you always give them supports. And I'm thinking one at the dock, at the edge of the docks here, each edge of the dock here. We'll do one at each start of house, just right here. Give the house support. And then I like to do it right here as well, on the big house, and then the back of the small houses, and then the back of the big house. So it looks like it has the supports needed to be up. And we'll do that for each house. So we go big, big, back of small, back of big, back of big, back of small. And then we do the same for the last one, which is front of big, back of small, back of big, back of big, back of small. And then we just extend them all down to the ground. And then I'm thinking for all that looks very supported, but the dock here is just really floaty here. So I say we put one on each side of the dock here. And if you wanted, you could put some over here if you want. That was wrong. There we go. I like that. It makes it look more supported. And you might think that using the brown here and the brown here looks contradicting, right? But no, because this is going to be wood supports. And then these houses are going to be made out of mostly wood. So it's pretty accurate based on what we're doing. So this is our rough outline. And now here's the time when you have to do it all again. Except now that you have your rough outline, you can now build it for real. So, just from playing and building a couple things here or there, I know some specific wood types that I like more than others. Which for me, I love spruce and dark oak. They go well together. Oak is a good flooring for those. Just like here, let me just show you. It looks very nice. So we got our dark oak here. Dark oak is very nice, particularly for roofs, because I especially like the stripped like this. It looks very nice. And I think that spruce particularly looks good for walls. And oak just seems to go very well with the floor, with the wall of spruce. It just kind of fits. And since I've done it multiple times, that just kind of, that I have learned just from playing. And I do like stone bricks a lot. They go well with some of these, like very, very well. And I'm pretty sure I built these one too short from what I was going to do for the entrance, just to show you my common entrance. Which, yeah, it's too short. But for when I build it for real over here, I can fix that and build it all the way up. Just from ideas that I have. Personally, for docks, I love to have like a nice spruce staircase and then have dark oak on the bottom to show texture, so it looks like that the bottom's darker, because it's in the shadows and it's on the bottom side closer to the water, which would get it more wet and damp, like how the dark oak more looks like. So it's also just like, use your mind, just be creative. So because I have world edit, I'm gonna use it and just copy this exact layout over there. Normally you would just use this and you just build upon it, but I want to show you how the differences, especially in the outcome. And now this is just going to show you the difference here. For this part, like I said, I wanted to do it one up, I think. We'll see when I get there. For the dock, I'm thinking spruce will be nice for the whole flooring here. And commonly while doing a lot of building, you will, sometimes you will just hate the outcome and you just have to redo the whole thing. And that's just part of building. And you just have to live with that and just know that sometimes that happens, and just when it does, just take the time to redo it, get it to your best liking. I personally love that. And I think for all the ones in all the supports that are in the water will be dark oak. Just like I said earlier, it's more of like a wetter block. It kind of feels like a wetter, darker block. For the stairs here, like I said, I personally love spruce on top, dark oak on bottom, and that is what I'll do, because then it also gives it depth in the stairs, which looks really nice. And this has a support, and that does too, so we'll just put it here. Jeez. We're going to put it here instead. Let me just build these supports. And then the ones in the water are dark oak. And this down here, I honestly prefer this to be I mean, this might look okay doing this. Yeah, it's not terrible. I'll take that. And I feel like that really gives it depth and texture for the light and dark and the wet and everything. It just feels right. Now like I said up here already, I already am planning on this being farmland. So of course we have to have our slab on the bottom to hold the water. And then we will put a slab on top just so then we can easily walk over this with no issues. And then we will turn this all into dirt. Actually, I could just go straight to farmland just because I'm in creative here. Of course, you will have to till it with a hoe when you are in survival. And in this, I won't even plant the crops just because I mean, there's no point in really doing that, because I'll be doing that when I actually build it. But this is just to let me see how it'll more of look. And then yeah, we're just gonna do stone brick for the outline. And then I'm thinking do stone brick slabs for the inside walkway and everything. I feel like it just fits better with everything, so just do it like this. And then you also use less resources as well. But I really like the depth in it and everything that it gives it here. Because if you look from the bottom here, I really love this look here. Okay, and with that built, you could see it's easy to get to each place. It looks really nice. I personally love that. And then for these. And now that we're here, like I said, I want to raise this by 1, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 straight off here. So that's what we'll do. We're just going to raise this up 1. Honestly, I think I'm going to leave it with the 5x5 box. It just fits it. And we're just going to do that to each one here. And now we go down here, which like I said, I want all the ones in the water to be dark oak. And then we're going to do all the ones above the water to be spruce. Give it that nice little change. So I'm going to speed this up and get this all done. Okay, and now with all the supports done, we'll move our way into the houses, the hardest part. But I already have an idea of what I want to do here. So I'm gonna take spruce as my main outline block here. The log itself, and then wood for all corners like this. And we're just gonna connect these here. This will lead into the floor here. And then we have our outline across these. And there we go. And then I want this to have a specific look. And it's one up. Of course we need to get this outline finished and everything too though. So we're just gonna go straight up like this. And there we go. And that's that outline. Now let's do the floor so we can actually build like this, like the entryways and whatnot. And now that that's in there, we can finish this entrance here, which I'm pretty sure I want dark oak across all of there with a spruce door just because of my texture pack. I really love the spruce door in this texture pack. And I want a stair here, and I want the door on the inside, like, whoa, like that, so it just fits in. What I love to do is a design I've seen from Blue Nerd in his castle. This is his how he built his entryway, and I personally love it very much. And it's this. Just looks very nice, very aesthetically pleasing, and it just fits with the stone brick into stone brick and leading into the house. And once we have the walls in here, it'll make this look a lot nicer. Honestly, let's add some. I think we need the supports on each of these as well, really. Just make it look nicer. And with that, I also want to connect these. That I think it stayed there probably. We'll bring this out one, and I'd say put that there. So then we can just lead this wall into this wall very easily, with it looking very nice. You know, actually, yeah, we're gonna keep that there, because we're gonna have a roof anyway. And then, like that. Yeah, that looks very nice. I love that. Then we bring the walls for these up on these sides. Okay, and like at the start, I was saying how I really love this for the roof, and also the biggest reason is that roofs are really hard, especially fancy roofs, and especially with complex shapes and everything for the houses. So really, if you want to do a nice, easy, fancy roof, you want it to be come out evenly on top, like for like the curved for the staired roofs that go up into the point. And then we just finish this wall here. And we're almost done with the house here. I personally really love that. And coming in, it's very dark. So I love to add little like counters, I guess you could call them, where you can just hold, where items can just like be on it. I like to put lanterns on them to have easy lights, just like this, and then make them nice and even. Maybe even add in a painting or two, just liven up the place. It's kind of weird how this comes in like this. We might want to change that. Yeah, honestly, I don't personally love this that much. we're gonna have those be walls, and these lead into this here. Let me just put the roof there. And I'd say doing it like that, and then just, I say dark oak stairs like that makes it look nicer. Yeah, just doing that. Let's look from the outside. Make sure everything looks good. Yeah, I like that, how it just leads into it, rather than a stop and stop. Oops. That's what we'll do for this one too. Let's grab our spruce here. We'll wall it up. Spruce, spruce, and spruce across. And then we go to our dark oak. Logs there. Stairs there. And I'm just going to leave it here. You guys can do whatever you want with it. Make it look all fancy. Put paintings. Have your rooms. And whatever else you want in here. I personally love this entrance with the dark oak and everything. And it looks really nice with the walls even. So I feel like this is overall very aesthetically pleasing and looks very nice. And I love how it all fits together with a certain theme. And that theme of being on water with docks, and then houses with supports to be in the water, and have your farmland here for growing your crops, because you're in the middle of the ocean. You can't really get that much, can't get food. And if you want to do this for each of them, go ahead. I'm not going to go through that because I went through with this one very slow, very carefully. You saw how everything went through, and it's the same thing for both of those. But as I said, start with terracotta, start from the base form, and work your way to this form, which is all finished and beautiful exactly how you want it. And just think of blocks like how I did this. The dark oak is darker, and it's darker underneath because there's no sun, and wet makes it more damp, makes it look darker. So dark oak with down in the water, while spruce is was over the water, makes it look really nice and pleasing to the eye, and it also feels good. And also just having a color combo, even just like this, like, I mean, having oak, spruce, and dark oak can look really nice if you put them together right. I personally think spruce looks good with walls, if oak is the flooring, those two look good together, with dark oak either being another wall or the ceiling, the roof, as I did here. So, I mean, that's up to you. I personally really love this entryway, especially, and the biggest reason why this fits, though, is because of this stone brick pathway. So it kind of just goes up and is pleasing to you. And then when you go in, it just fits. And then you could do whatever you want to the inside. And I think that this should be personally like this. But as I said, it's all your own thing. You do what you want. I think that looks better. Having more depth in that, goes up to the bigger room. I mean, looks very nice. Yes, building can be hard. It can be complicated. It can be a challenge. Yes, I know. I've been doing this for so long and I still suck so bad. But I can still build some things like this that just are so beautiful. And I much enjoy it. And it comes from just a creative idea like this, where you're like, oh, I want to live over the water and have 3 identical houses around a farmland, because it fits the theme. Like, you see? And having terracotta represent everything just also really helps for when you build it like this. And it just all fits, and I really love it. And it's very nice. It makes me happy. Let me show you the final product now. And here's the final product of having your dock here, your water, and then you have your 3 buildings lead into it, the 3 entryways, your farmland, and it just looks very pleasing and nice. And here is where I shall leave. So I hope you all learned something from this and can use the things that you learned from this in your own building and become a lot better. So, with that being said, I hope you all enjoyed today's video, and I hope you all have a safe and fantastic rest of your day. Bye bye.